I have a question for you. What is the name of Doc Brown's dog in Back to the Future? Hi, I'm Mark Ellison from 5 Daily Trivia Questions. 5 questions, 5 answers, and maybe you'll learn something amazing along the way. The number 5. 5 Daily Trivia Questions. Oh, and the answer? Doc Brown's dog's name is Einstein. 5 Daily Trivia Questions.
This country was built on a distinctly American work ethic, but today, work is in trouble. We've outsourced most of our manufacturing to other countries, and with that, we sent away good jobs and diminished our capability to make things. American Giant is a clothing company that's pushing back against this tide. They make a variety of high-quality clothing and activewear, like sweatshirts, jeans, dresses, jackets, and so much more. All made right here in the USA, from growing the cotton and adding the final touches. So when you buy American Giant, you create jobs for seamsters, cutters, and factory workers in towns and cities across the United States. And it's about more than an income. Jobs bring pride, purpose. They stitch people together. If all that sounds good to you, visit American-Giant.com and get 20% off your first order when you use code STAPLE20 at checkout. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com with promo code STAPLE20.
Calaroga Shark Media.
From New York City, where inflation is up and the battery's down, this is Ballot.
That's right, New York City, home of pizza rats so big they make the other cities jealous. LA wishes they had rats this big. Let's hit this. Hi, I'm Patrick Gutfield, and I had to check to make sure the AI didn't make up this first story. Let me tell you about the latest episode of As the White House Turns. Yesterday, the Trump administration decided to take Trump's Long Live the King post and turn it into actual royal fanfiction. They took his Truth Social post about congestion pricing and added a crown. Subtle. Because nothing says champion of the common man like cosplaying as medieval royalty. So here's what happened. Trump's transportation secretary sent a letter to New York telling them their congestion pricing plan was dead. And Trump celebrated by declaring himself king, which is a totally normal thing to do when you kill a traffic policy. It's like winning a game of Monopoly and declaring yourself Emperor of Baltic Avenue. The White House then took this moment and thought, you know what this needs? A fake Time magazine cover. But instead of Time, they wrote Trump, because apparently subtle isn't in the White House style guide anymore. They basically created a meme that looks like it was designed by someone who just discovered Photoshop and royal clip art in the same afternoon. The other night, Trump and Elon Musk did this buddy comedy interview on Fox News with Sean Hannity. Sean was gushing like a proud dad at his kid's piano recital, except his ex-wife has custody. And when I say gushing, he literally said, I feel like I'm interviewing 2 brothers. Yeah, 2 brothers. If one brother was a former president and the other was a billionaire who spent $288 million to help get him elected. You know, typical family dynamics. They spent the whole hour talking about how they were going to save money with this thing called Doge. Not the cryptocurrency, but though, honestly, that would make just as much sense. They claimed they'll save hundreds of billions in fraud. Which is fascinating because when you actually look at the numbers, it's more like 4 billion. That's like saying you have $1,000 in your wallet, but when you open it, there's just $4 and an expired Subway coupon. Musk described his role as tech support for Trump's executive orders. The world's richest man is basically saying he's the guy you call when the government printer says PC load letter. He even compared his current situation to getting a daily proctology exam. I mean, that's one way to describe working in Washington. And then there's Trump, making promises like he's Santa Claus at the mall, but we won't touch Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid, he says, while also planning a $5 trillion tax cut. That's like me telling my wife I won't touch our savings while also buying a yacht and a private island. The math just doesn't add up, people. Trump's been in office for 2.5 weeks, and he's already pulling the I just started working here card about inflation. That's like showing up late to a party and blaming the mess on the host who left 3 hours ago. Oh, those empty pizza boxes, those beer cans, that was all Steve. I just got here. And by Steve, he means Joe Biden. Now, inflation is up to 3%, which economists say probably has nothing to do with Trump's policies yet. But Trump went on social media anyway to write, "Biden inflation up," because apparently typing in all caps makes economic analysis more credible. The really interesting part? Trump promised on the campaign trail he'd fix prices on day one, but then told Time magazine that it's hard to bring things down once they're up, which is basically the economic equivalent of saying, the dog ate my homework, and also, homework is really hard.
Here in America, work is in trouble. We've offshored our manufacturing, sent away good jobs, and lost so much ability to make things. American Giant is a company that's pushing back against this tide. They make high-quality clothing, sweatshirts, jeans, dresses, jackets, and so much more right here in the USA. Visit American-Giant.com and get 20% off your first order when you use code STAPLE20 at checkout. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com, promo code STAPLE20.
Hair thinning can happen for so many reasons. Whether it's stress or hormones or anything, at Nutrafol we've learned that real change starts below the surface. Our hair growth supplements take a whole body approach and target the key root causes of hair thinning, so you can see visibly thicker, stronger hair in 3 to 6 months.
Hair growth starts from the inside at Nutrafol.com. That's Nutrafol.com.
Let me tell you about Lincoln Heights, Ohio, a place where the neighborhood watch has apparently gone full Call of Duty. Now, we've got this situation where some neo-Nazis showed up to demonstrate on February 7th, which is already a terrible way to start any story. And in response, a group of guys decided, you know what this tense situation needs? More guns. Because that's what you do when you see a problem, right? You just add guns. It's like when your soup is too hot, and you cool it down by adding more soup that's on fire. These guys are out there dressed like tactical Johnny Cash, all black everything, masks, rifles, stopping cars like they're running the world's most intimidating toll booth. They even approach someone in a Wendy's drive-thru. I mean, I know the Baconator is intense, but this seems excessive. The local sheriff, Charmaine McGuffey, who sounds like someone the AI made up but is a real person, says she had no idea this was happening, which is fascinating because there were 36 different 911 calls about it, and she's the sheriff. One business owner, Jim, had these guys point a rifle at him on his own property. When he said he was calling the police, they said, "We are the police," which is exactly what not the police would say. That's like walking into a bank wearing a name tag that says, "Definitely a bank employee," and asking where they keep the money for work purposes. If you guys are the police, which one of you is Sting and which one is Andy Summers? The sheriff says she doesn't want neighborhood militias because it leads back to neo-Nazi tactics. Meanwhile, the actual neighborhood is caught between wannabe Navy SEALs and actual neo-Nazis, making this the worst episode of Who's Watching the Neighborhood ever produced. And remember, this all started because Lincoln Heights had to disband its police department in 2014 to save money. Oops. Well, looks like Trump is putting the IRS on a diet right in the middle of tax season. Talk about aggressive weight loss, 6,000 employees getting pink slips faster than you can say audit. And the timing is just chef's kiss perfect. It's like firing all the lifeguards in the middle of summer because you decided pools are overrated. Hey, I know everyone's swimming right now, but have you considered just not drowning? They're specifically targeting the new hires who don't have job protection yet. You know what that means? If you got hired at the IRS recently, you might want to update your LinkedIn faster than you can say, previous employment experience includes understanding the tax code. And get this, they're making these people come back to the office one last time to return their government equipment. It's like a breakup where your ex demands their hoodie back, except the hoodie is a Dell laptop from 2017. Trump's even nominated Billy Long to run the agency, a guy who wants to abolish the very agency he's supposed to lead. That's like making a vegetarian the CEO of Burger King. My first order of business? Less business. Meanwhile, Homeland Security is asking for IRS agents to help with immigration enforcement. Because apparently when you can't figure out what to do with tax collectors, you just make them border patrol? That's like asking your accountant to be a bouncer. Sorry, sir, your W-2 doesn't meet the dress code requirements. You know what this means for me? I can finally claim my pet goldfish as a dependent. Who's going to audit me? The ghost of tax collectors past? And my home office? It's wherever I'm holding my phone. That kitchen counter? That's corporate headquarters, baby! And my yacht? It's actually a mobile maritime research facility for fish research. Yeah, that's it. Fish research. Who knew tax season could be so much fun?
Save on your next oil change at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Choose Castrol Edge Full Synthetic Motor Oil to provide maximum performance and protection for your engine. Get a $15 gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Castrol Edge for $34.95. Plus 2 times O Rewards points. Offer valid in-store and online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It is the world's most secretive election. When a pope dies, ancient traditions begin. A silver hammer, a destroyed ring, over 100 cardinals locked away from the world, choosing the next leader of 1 billion faithful. White Smoke. The path to a new pope, from Calaroga Shark Media, wherever you get your podcasts.